color me impressed. It takes a real eye to find something of quality at a clothier in Elmdale.
Hey everyone, I'm Rebecca and welcome to MsMojo. Today we're counting down our picks for the top 21 best sitcoms of every year from 2000 to 2020.
Just turn it off.
I can't turn it off, it's who I am.
For sure, a genius.
Genius.
Genius, Negro!
Just an observation, not a big deal.
Okay.
Something I'm observing.
For this list, we are using the term sitcom a little bit loosely to laugh our way through the best early 21st century comedies that premiered in each year. Which ones are you going to start rewatching or binging right away? Be sure to let us know about it in the comments. All right, let's get into it. 2000, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Debuting at the turn of the 21st century, this comedy TV show aired its 10th season in 2020 and was renewed for number 11 during the same year.
Smile.
Hey, mind your own business, how about that?
Coming off the mega success of Seinfeld, creator Larry David wanted people to curb their enthusiasm and lower their expectations for his next project.
I'm trying to elevate small talk to medium talk.
But any worries of being stuck in the shadow of the greatest show about nothing were premature, as Curb has created its own shadow and has stood on its own for over 20 years now. Following the small, awkward, and/or seemingly mundane moments and situations of everyday life, it's found success thanks to David, as well as several people in his life, playing fictionalized versions of themselves, all while liberally using improv that's captured in a style that's akin to cinema verite.
Yeah, I'm a little confused.
What are you confused
Oh,
by?
last night's very regimented, okay? And tonight's like a free-for-all, is that it?
2001, Scrubs. Fast-talking, daydreams, a girl named Elliot, and a stuffed dog named Rowdy.
Jeez!
Rowdy, no.
Scrubs was one of the most original and funniest shows of the decade. And it also brought us one of the greatest sitcom friendships between JD and his brown bear.
Guy love, that's all it is. Guy love, he's mine, I'm his.
The medical field had been, and still is, a profession explored constantly in TV dramas, but had never been taken on in the comedy form as well as Scrubs did since maybe MASH. Scrubs could just as easily make you cry tears of sadness as ones of laughter.
And who's to say this isn't what happens? Who can tell me that my fantasies won't come true? Just this once.
2002, 8 Simple Rules. 8 Simple Rules had two very different lives. The show premiered in 2002 as 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter, and focused on a dad and, as stated in the title, his strict rules around his daughters and dating.
You have other girlfriends, Kyle, and that's fine with me.
Sweet.
As long as it's okay with my daughter. Otherwise, you will continue to date her and no one but her until she is finished with you. Because if you make her cry, I will make you cry.
And while the show, led by the great John Ritter, showed promise, Ritter's sad and sudden death during the production of season 2 changed everything.
Yeah, he would say anything. He didn't care how silly he was. Just wanted to make us laugh. I'm really gonna miss that.
Along with the name change came the death of Ritter's character, as well as the introduction of new characters. While it was the best sitcom to premiere in 2002, by its third and final season, which aired between 2004 and 2005, it had become a shell of its original self, having dropped from 42nd to 94th in the ratings.
Oh my god. The music just got real dramatic when you said that.
2003, Arrested Development. This might be the first show on our list about a rich family that loses its fortune, but it will not be the last.
But I guess it's all the same principles. Let me ask you, are you at all concerned about an uprising?
Given how smart and funny the sitcom is, and how influential it was on some of the great comedies that came after it, it's still shocking how poor the ratings were for its entire 3-season run on Fox. The Bluths averaged just 6.2 million viewers in the first season, making it the 120th most popular show that year, and the ratings kept going down for the next 2 seasons, though critics continued to adore it.
All right, let's see some smiles, people. It's a party, not a shareholders meeting.
Luckily, thanks to a rabid cult following and Netflix, we got 2 more seasons of this brilliant show, half a decade after it originally went off the air.
Look at you milking this for every moment. Isn't this classic, Michael?
We make fun of him all the time.
2004, Drake and Josh. Nickelodeon does not get enough credit for its strong run of teen-centric comedies that began back in the 90s. Even with hits like All That and Zoe 101, Drake and Josh stands out as one of the network's best.
Might not be the most exciting job in the world, but at least it'll earn us enough money to get Mom and Dad some new furniture.
Starring in the titular roles were Drake Bell and Josh Peck, already established actors at Nickelodeon after appearing on The Amanda Show. Their own series was a classic odd couple-style comedy.
It's not that I have anything against Josh. I really don't know Drake all that well. But he seems kinda okay. Unusual.
As two stepbrothers learning to live together, their clashing personalities provided endless opportunities for hilarity. Don't believe us? Just look at the track record. The show ran for 4 seasons, and they also made 3 TV movies, which set viewership records.
I think you're about to have yourself a #1 hit.
2005, The Office. America has a history of taking great British comedies and remaking them into not-so-great American sitcoms.
You know what? Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery, so I thank you.
Identity theft is not a joke, Jim.
So, when they decided to remake The Office on this side of the pond, the odds of success might not have been in their favor. But, as Michael Scott once said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Or was that Wayne Gretzky? Anyway, they took that shot and they most definitely scored.
That's what she said.
How I Met Your Mother may have also premiered in 2005, but there's no beating The Office's lasting popularity. Despite its 2013 end, the show is still finding new fans today. In fact, Netflix users spent over 57 billion minutes watching it in 2020, making it the most watched show on the service.
Would I rather be feared or loved? Easy, both. I want people to be afraid of how much they love me.
2006, 30 Rock. If we were basing our list on ratings, 30 Rock would definitely not be on here.
This show is our chance to break the shackles, because the white dudes want to see us fail.
Despite all the awards and critical praise, the series struggled in the ratings throughout its entire run. But NBC kept renewing it every year for 7 seasons. That's how good it was.
What's up, America? I'm coming into your house live!
The satirical sitcom is like a machine gun of comedy with more jokes per minute than any other show out there, except for maybe Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, another Tina Fey created series. Based on Fey's real lifetime as an SNL head writer, 30 Rock was nominated for 103 Primetime Emmys, won 16, and the Writers Guild of America West called it the 21st best-written television series of all time.
Good God.
What?
You won.
I did?
You got everything you wanted.
2007, The Big Bang Theory. Our universe might have started with a Big Bang, but the show named after the scientific theory started in 2007 with the, quote, reneging on a proffer of sperm. And it ended with a total of 12 seasons and a Nobel Prize.
I have been encouraged, sustained, inspired, and tolerated, not only by my wife, but by the greatest group of friends anyone ever had.
In between, it gave us bazingas, soft kitties, and made us care way more than you would think is possible about fixing an elevator.
Amy is the one constant I can count on, and now she's changing.
It's just a haircut and some clothes.
No, it's the last straw. I can't take any more.
Big Bang wasn't a big hit right away, but it grew in popularity. Thanks to its ongoing geeky, scientific, and relationship aspects, the long-running sitcom went from the 68th ranked show on television in its first season to eventually becoming TV's highest-rated comedy by season 4.
There was a time I never would have been friends with someone like you, and now you are one of my favorite people, so...
2008, The Inbetweeners. When people think about a British show focused on the social and personal lives of teens, it's usually the racy and controversial Skins that comes to mind. But while The Inbetweeners is often overlooked, it shouldn't be.
But they do say, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, except polio.
This smart and funny coming-of-age sitcom from the UK is much loved by those who have seen it. And those who missed it back when it aired in the late aughts should go give it a shot.
He seems nice.
He's the school psycho who just threatened to kill me.
Oh, I'm glad you're making friends.
And don't confuse it with the brief American version.
Whatever, dude. I'm here to drink, not learn. Let's go.
Like Skins, The Inbetweeners was remade by MTV, but was canceled after one disappointing season. Just stick to the excellent original. You can trust us on this because unlike Jay Cartwright, we don't lie about everything. 2009, Modern Family. In a year when Parks and Recreation comes in second, you know it's gotta be a great show that keeps Amy Poehler and the Pawnee crew from taking the spot.
I need more firepower. I need bigger guns.
And it is. Modern Family premiered with a brilliant reference to The Lion King. And for 11 seasons, it took us on a very funny journey around the circle of this unconventional, varied, and loving family's life.
We're from different worlds, yet we somehow fit together.
And in so doing, the sitcom introduced us all to the humor of moon landings, baby cheeses, and more ways to answer calls than we ever thought possible.
I know we're not there yet, but I've been researching annulments.
Oh, we are there because you let our child get a mohawk.
Oh, sweet. We had a bet.
2010, Victorious. 2010 was a good year for sitcoms aimed at the younger demographic, as both the Disney Channel and Nickelodeon gave us strong premieres that year.
You guys want to see Magic Trick? Sure.
Okay.
Prepare to be amazed.
The former's Good Luck Charlie was definitely in the running for our coveted 2010 spot. But in the end, we went back to Nickelodeon, where Victorious emerged, well, victorious.
Just remember me when I make it shine.
Following teens with aspirations in the performing arts, the show started off strong with outstanding children's program nominations at both the 2011 and 2012 Primetime Emmys, and won Favorite TV Show at the 2012 and 2013 Kids' Choice Awards.
I scream and shout, so what I'm gonna do now is freak out.
However, after splitting the third season's episodes into season 3 and 4, Nickelodeon ended the show's run. 2011, New Girl. We'll be seeing writer-producer Elizabeth Merriweather later on our list as well. But in 2011, she brought New Girl to our sets in what would be the first of 146 episodes over 7 seasons.
I want to live here.
Actually, I still have some questions. I mean, like, no offense, but we barely know you.
The show received praise from critics, while the improvisational filming style allowed the actors to create on the spot and develop a style that stood out from the standard sitcom crowd. While the show's ratings slowly declined over the course of the 7 seasons, its core fan base was rabid and passionate.
I've had the time of my life, and I owe it all to you.
Revolving around the titular 30-something New Girl and her close group of friends, the sitcom has even seen its popularity grow in the late 2010s as it became one of the most popular shows on Netflix. Now, if only someone could explain the rules of True American to us.
The floor is molten lava. It's actually 90% shrinking, and then it's got a loose Candyland-like structure to it.
Well, with stakes.
2012, The Mindy Project. To some of us, Mindy Kaling will always be Kelly Kapoor. But this smart, funny, and talented actress and writer was able to avoid any kind of typecasting by creating and starring in her own show after leaving The Office in its 9th season.
Well, your life is not a romantic comedy. Right now, it seems more like a sad documentary about a criminally insane spinster. It kind of sounds like it would win an Oscar, though.
The Mindy Project began its run on Fox, but when Fox killed the show after 3 seasons, the streaming service Hulu brought it back to life.
Miss Lahiri, before you go, would you consider starring in a new project for us? We'll pay you $300,000.
I'm sorry, 3 hundo thundo?
Overall, the sitcom, which saw Kaling playing a doctor living and working in New York City, stayed on the streamer for 3 more seasons, before ending for good with a 10-episode 6th season run in 2017.
I never stopped loving you, and I don't think I ever will.
2013, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Brooklyn Nine-Nine will be ending after the 10-episode 8th season airs on NBC starting in August 2021. But what some folks might have forgotten is that this show actually began its life back in 2013 on Fox. The critically acclaimed police sitcom ran for 5 seasons before Fox canceled it on May 10th, 2018.
Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why ain't nothing but a mistake.
But sad and angry fans didn't even have enough time to play some Jimmy Jabs before the series was brought back.
Squad, today we write a new chapter in the history of the NineNine.
On May 11th, literally the next day, the National Broadcasting Company picked it up and has been the show's home ever since.
Bing pot! Nope, I was gonna say bingo, but then I was like, jackpot's better, but then it was too late. I was halfway through the word.
Bing pot works.
Bing pot. 2014, Blackish. The best sitcom to hit the airwaves in 2014 was Blackish. The show, focused on an upper-middle-class black family, has received praise, not only for its comedy, but also for its tackling of social and political issues surrounding race.
I would like us all to give a warm congrats to the SVP of our new urban division, Andre Johnson.
That's right. I'm sorry. Did you say urban?
One of its most talked about episodes involved the family watching the results of a court case on police misbehavior play out on television, and the questions it raises.
The system is rigged against us.
Maybe it is, Dre. But I don't want to feel like my kids are living in a world that is so flawed that they can't have any hope.
Blackish will be ending its run after 8 seasons, but it has already spawned 2 shows in the Ish universe. Mixed-ish ran for 2 seasons on ABC, and the 4th season of Grownish began airing in July of 2021.
Every new wave of artistry that shakes up culture is always started by a black person. We innovate.
2015, Schitt's Creek. Call this the little comedy that could. It's pretty rare for a show on Canada's national network, CBC, to gain much popularity outside of the Great White North, let alone garner international award nominations and victories.
You know, being approachable isn't that important anyway. The Queen hasn't smiled since the 70s, and her birthdays are still very well attended.
But that's what our best sitcom of 2015 did. For its first few seasons, the show had more of a cult following than broad appeal. But then came the Netflix bump.
It is charming, it is quaint, it's like out of a storybook.
Once people could Netflix and chill it, this rags to riches tale saw a huge jump in popularity. At the 2020 Primetime Emmy Awards, Schitt's Creek's final season made the sitcom the first show, comedy or drama, to sweep all 7 major categories. Not bad for a little show from Canada, eh?
I personally would not have missed this for the whole wide world.
2016, The Good Place. While fans of The Office know Michael Schur as the guy who played Mose Schrute, what they might not know is that he also co-created Parks and Recreation and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And he created The Good Place.
Your life on Earth has ended, and you are now in the next phase of your existence in the universe.
Cool. That's a pretty impressive resume. And while The Good Place might be the least well-known of his creations, those who've watched it know how great the fantasy show is.
You guys are so fun. Just relentlessly fun. I keep thinking, when are they gonna stop being fun? And the answer is never.
The fact that this comedy lasted 4 seasons, with ratings that never saw its viewership rank higher than 77th, is a testament to the quality of the show about the afterlife. Not to mention the overall 97% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, as well as the Peabody and Hugo Awards.
I hate to see you walk through the final door at the edge of existence, but I love to watch you leave.
There we go. 2017, One Day at a Time. For our older viewers who may be wondering what we're talking about, this is the new One Day at a Time, and not the version that premiered back in 1975 featuring a young Valerie Bertinelli. This version focused on a Cuban-American family in Los Angeles and tackled some serious issues from mental health to gender identity.
Good! Call me crazy for defending a woman's right not to be gross!
Elena, you're just mad because the internet told you to be. You don't know my life. You don't even leave this apartment.
Because of guys like you!
The show began on Netflix, where it ran for 3 seasons and was canceled in 2019.
Freaking want to kill those guys.
No, I don't want you to bloody your beautiful hands. I will do it.
But Pop picked it up that same year and set a 2020 release date for its 4th and what would also be its final season. This made it the first Netflix original show to be taken back up by a traditional network after being dropped by the streamer.
I realize that wherever we are is home.
2018, Single Parents. After New Girl ended in May of 2018, series creator Elizabeth Merriweather only had to wait until September of that same year to see her next sitcom creation on the small screen. And while her previous show dealt with a group of single people, her new show, which she co-created with J.J. Philbin, was focused on single parents.
You know what? I think I need a safe space where I can parent my kids the way I think fit without being lectured by a woman whose son is treating a rodent like it's JFK.
Providing the laughs were, among others, former SNL cast member Taran Killam and Brad Garrett, who has experience with great sitcoms, having spent 9 seasons on one of the most popular comedies of the late 90s and early 2000s, Everybody Loves Raymond.
Hey, at least I don't spend my whole life competing with my little brother.
Oh, yeah? Well, you know what, Raymond? Let me tell you something. I don't have to compete with you.
Oh, you don't
right?
compete.
But even with all that talent going for it, the show only managed to survive 2 seasons before being canceled by ABC in 2020.
Not until we find a perfect replacement for Pickle. I don't care if we have to stay all night.
We only have 7 to choose from.
No, we'll start there.
2019, The Other Two. In a world where someone can go from singing on YouTube to millions of views and fame and fortune, this comedy takes a look at how that sudden fame can affect the other two.
We might not be the hot new twink or whatever, but all 3 of your kids are hot, equally successful millennials.
In this case, these 2 are the older siblings of 13-year-old Chase Dubeck, also known as Chase Dreams, whose viral video throws him into the spotlight of stardom. Brooke is an ex-dancer trying to figure her life out, and Carrie is a struggling gay actor.
Hi, I'm Carrie Dubeck, and I'm reading for the role of Man at Party Who Smells Fart.
By taking a look at the new internet celebrity culture from a slightly different perspective, this show stays fresh and funny.
See, we're laughing. We're having fun. Tonight's gonna be great, because we're hot, we're cool, and we're killing it.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. 2020, Ted Lasso.
You're an American who's never set foot in England, whose athletic success has only come at the amateur level, a second-tier one at that, and has now been charged with the leadership of a Premier League football club despite clearly possessing very little knowledge of the game.
You got a question in there, Trent?
What happens when a college football coach is hired to coach soccer? Sorry, we mean football in the Premier League? Well, when that coach is Jason Sudeikis and the show is co-created by Bill Lawrence, the man who gave us Scrubs, What Happens is the best sitcom of 2020. The show streams on Apple TV+, and they've already shown a strong commitment to the series.
I know that AFC Richmond, like any team I've ever coached, is going to go out there and give you everything they got for all 4 quarters. What was that? 2 obs. Oh, right, sorry.
The show premiered in August of 2020, and 5 days later it was announced that there was going to be a season 2. Then, in October of 2020, 9 months before the second season was even set to premiere, they announced a pickup for a 3rd season.
You listen to me, Coach Lasso. You are not going anywhere because we have work to do.
So, I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on Ted Lasso, and you should not be. It is such a heartwarming, genuine, funny show. Seriously, find it, binge it. Also, I really liked The Other Two, which is something I feel like nobody talks about, so find that and binge that. But do you think there are any sitcoms that I have missed? Be sure to let us know about it in the comments, or come tell me on Twitter or Instagram at Rebecca Brayton, or on my YouTube channel. See ya.